Sometimes you have to invent the rules yourself.
I've always had that entrepreneurial heart, and I think that is what fueled me to follow my own passion rather than going the safe way.
I always say, although the market is saturated, people buy from people. And that's the thing that also says most business apart is people buy from people they trust.
You build a business on relationships, and that always reflects back into the success of your business. Yeah. Take the risk and bear the consequences. So if it's a good consequences, good for you. If it's bad, own it and go again.
Yeah. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the Confident Alchemist podcast, where bold women take the brave leap to build businesses and lives that they deserve. I'm Debbie, and today I have someone with me whose story is all about reinvention, resilience, and redefining what's possible in the beauty industry. I'm here with Nerike du Plessis, the visionary behind Alila Cosmetics, a proud South African brand that's been breaking the mold for over 15 years. Nerike's journey is proof that you don't have to follow the rules to build something iconic. Sometimes you have to invent the rules yourself. Nerike didn't start out in beauty. She wanted to study occupational therapy, ended up in psychology, and worked 3 jobs while studying, one of which was doing makeup. Her entrepreneurial spirit showed up early in her life, selling pottery at age 7, market project in high schools, always thinking, how can I make something and sell it? But it was an image consultation course where makeup was only one module that sparked her journey with Alila. She started as a reseller, became a store owner, and 4 years later bought the brand, with her mom as her first investor and a biggest supporter. She took Alila from local favorite to national pioneer. Today, Alila isn't just another makeup brand. It's one of the OGs of South African color cosmetics. And everyone from pro makeup artists, salons, to everyday women uses. They are one of the first to manufacture locally, and they revolutionized the market with refillable, customizable palettes, years before sustainable beauty was even a trend. As someone who believes in true innovation comes from seeing what's missing and daring to build it, I'm excited to dive into Nerike's journey. Her early pivots, her resilience through being copied, and how she built a business that's both ahead of its time and deeply rooted in her community. Nerike, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Nerike, you originally set out to study occupational therapy, then switched to psychology, and all the while you were juggling 3 jobs, including makeup. At some point, you made the bold decision to step away from the safe path of finishing your studies to follow your passion for makeup and then entrepreneurship. What was going through your mind at that crossroad? How did you know that it was the right time to take the risk and bet on your passion instead of the traditional routes?
So I think when you're young, you do a few impulsive things. And I think this was one of the impulsive things, but it was such a blessing at the end of the day. I'm a firm believer in what you start, you complete. So I did complete the psychology degree, but I never pursued a career in it. I've always had that entrepreneurial heart. And I think that is what fueled me to follow my own passion rather than going the safe way. Yeah.
So what was that pivot moment that you just decided that I should rather, leave the safe way of not pursuing psychology and I'm going to make a business out of my passion?
It was just a natural thing. It happened naturally, and also because I was young, I thought, okay, take the risk and bear the consequences. So if it's a good consequences, good for you. If it's bad, own it and go again.
Yes.
So it's that never give up attitude that got me to go, okay, I'm going to pursue this now.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
You started with Alila as a reseller, then became a store owner, and 4 years later, you bought the brand. That's a huge leap. What gave you the confidence to take the risk, and how did your mom's support as your first investor shaped your journey?
I think the confidence was already there because I had a natural feel for the business. I've already knew all the clients. I knew how to build the relationships. I knew the product also.
Yes, exactly.
So that gave me a lot of confidence to just take the leap. It felt like a natural thing that is the next step. I appeared on Shark Tank.
Oh, wow.
And I think that was the pivotal moment. When I went on to Shark Tank, it was actually for a whole different business concept, but Alila was part of that business concept. And I believe that opportunity opened the door for me.
Yeah.
And it's all history from there.
Awesome.
And then my mom's investment, it wasn't just a financial investment. She's been my person that believed in me since I was a small girl. She fueled the fire in my heart to be an entrepreneur. And like I said, it wasn't just a financial investment. It's knowing that I can take risks and I have a person that supports me always.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
But just taking you back to that day when you decided, I'm going to actually buy the brand. I'm going to buy Alila. You know, did you have months of fear or insecurity of making, maybe I'm making a mistake? Or was it just a natural intuition that you know this is the right way to go?
It was a very natural thing. I had in my mind that if I cannot purchase a brand, I could start a brand. It's always been at the back of my mind.
Yeah.
I like to develop things, put things together, find a solution for problems. So when the opportunity arises, it was just natural. Like it was sent to me.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
Good. Alila was one of the first color cosmetic brands manufactured in South Africa. And you pioneered refillable, customizable palettes way before it was actually trendy. How did you come up with this idea? And what is it like to introduce something so new to the market? What makes your approach to product development different from the big global brands?
So the product was always there when I bought over the brand. I just took what was already there and enhanced it, made it better, made it relatable. So the refillable palette system has always been dear to me because we buy what we need.
Yes.
Don't waste the money. I'm a firm believer that you shouldn't waste. You should use what you have.
Yes.
And that's also what I teach when I teach people about the makeup kits and the products. Like, why have 10,000 things in your kit if you can only have 5? And I know I'm going to use the 5.
Yes.
So the refillable system has been a game changer in the industry. And then for global brands,
What makes you different than them with being so unique?
I feel it's my relationship with people. I like to spend time with people, know what their needs are, what they require, what outcome they want from a product. And that's when I go back and I see, okay, this is what a person needs. And I go and I develop according to that. So I feel like that is my set apart thing.
Your strength.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like to establish a relationship and also be niche in my market.
Yes.
Global brands, they have big MOQs. They follow trends. I don't like to follow trends.
You set the trends.
Yes, I want to be the trendsetter, and I know we are the trendsetter. So yes, I like to establish the relationship. If you come to me and say, Nerike, this foundation, it's a bit ashy, then I go back to the drawing board and I fix that. If you say you have a need for a primer that reduces pores, I can go back to the drawing board and fix it. But you can't go to a big brand and do that. So I think that is what sets us apart from the global.
Yes, definitely makes you extremely unique.
Yes.
You face plenty of obstacles, especially seeing your hard concepts copied by others. How do you turn those setbacks into fields for growth? And what have you learned about execution, integrity, and leadership that can't be copied?
So integrity is a very important thing for me. Everything I approach with integrity. And I feel like a leader doesn't react.
Yes.
A leader leads.
And
So my reaction is very important. It's usually a very quiet reaction. I observe, I take notes, and I go back to the drawing board. And this fuels me to be better, to make a better product. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's challenging when you see your idea being copied by somebody. But what sets you apart is because you actually do things with integrity, do things with leadership. And like you said, leaders don't react, we respond.
Yes.
And we will actually use that as fuel to actually be better.
Exactly.
And I always say, although the market is saturated, people buy from people.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that also sets most business apart is people buy from people they trust.
Definitely. Yeah. And that's why it's important, like I said previously, to establish a relationship. You build a business on relationships, and that always reflects back into the success of your business.
No, I totally agree. You said that being an entrepreneur, we never really switch off. But you've learned how to compartmentalize and build strong systems. How do you balance business with family and your personal life? And what role has your husband and support system played in making that possible?
Balance is very important. When you have your own business, you really do not switch off. I walk in a shop, I see something, I'm like, I can improve that. So you never switch off. So what's important is to have structure.
Yes.
Good structure, processes. Processes are very important. Having everything streamlined, and also having boundaries.
Yes.
Boundaries with yourself and boundaries with people.
Yes.
I know when I get home, that's home time. Put the phone off. Nothing is more important than the now. So I try to stay in the now and set my boundaries. And then my husband has been such a big support to me, which I feel like in a marriage, it's important to support each other's dreams. It's very important because that fuels confidence. And that is what makes a person successful, if they have confidence. And also not have emotional strain to sidetrack you from the goal.
Yes.
So that's very important, as well as with family. Family fuels the idea. It's the time we spend with friends, it fuels ideas. So it's all about the balance, having the boundaries, and taking in, take it in, use what you need to,
That's it.
and let go of the less.
Yeah, beautiful. Nerike, thank you for sharing your journey with us.
Thank you.
Your story is proof that you don't have to follow the rules to build something iconic. You can invent the rules yourself. From psychology student to makeup internship pioneer, you show that innovation, resilience, and community are the real beauty secrets. Here's what stands out about Nerike's approach. She didn't just follow trends, she set them. She didn't let being copied stop her. She used it as fuel to get even better. She built a business that's both ahead of its time and deeply rooted in market demand. 4 powerful lessons from this conversation. First, your early passions and the courage to choose them over safe paths are clues to your future success. Don't ignore them. Second, taking the leap from reseller to brand owner is scary, but with the right support, it is possible. Third, true innovation is always about solving real problems for real people, not just following global trends. Fourth, balance is about doing less. It's about building systems, boundaries that support, that can be fully present with your family. If you're sitting on a business idea that feels too different, or if you're afraid of being copied, remember today, innovation, execution, and integrity can't be replicated. Keep building and keep setting the trends. Send me a message and tell me about a time you turned a setback into a stepping stone. What is your refillable palette idea that the world needs to see? Remember, sometimes the best way to stand out is to build what you wish existed and to keep leading even when others try to follow. Once again, thank you for listening, beautiful souls. See you next week for another dose of truth, boldness, and transformation.